Hey, what is up guys? It's your boy Speed here, and today we're going to be watching a 3K Sven. The reason why I want to do this is most of you guys can definitely relate to this Sven's gameplay as he is 3K MMR, and I just thought like, hey, I usually watch pros replays, but instead let's watch this Sven and basically flame him so you guys can understand what not to do and what to do when you're playing carry, because I'm sure you guys had this bad feeling where you're like, oh, I'm on such an impactful role, I have so much farm, and yet I still can't carry the game. Why is that? And let's take a look. By the way, guys, if you want to become absolutely broken, well, what you need to do is sign up to the gameleap website down below right now. The reason why you should do that is because every single day we post a new video there. Content that you simply just will never get on YouTube, we post every single day to the website. It's really top tier stuff. I'm very proud of what I make over there. We also have other creators, many of my great friends who are top tier Dota players, creating guides about different heroes, different roles, different items, skill builds, talent builds, everything you need to know to get to the next rank. So if you feel a little bit lost, you're a little bit stuck, click the link down below. I'll see you guys there. And now let's get into the video. Alright, so first thing, laning stage, whenever you're with something like a Pudge, even though Pudge kind of stinks, the main thing you have to do is identify when to stun to set up for Pudge. So I'm curious how well he actually does that in this lane. If anyone ever steps here or here, he should 100% stun them. So we will see what he does. Even the fact that he doesn't have it skilled, in my opinion, is bad. He's not thinking about like, hey, what wins me this lane? It's not cleave. Level 1 cleave does nothing. It just shoves the wave in, which is arguably bad. You're not going to take Warcry, right? So you need the stun. There's really no reason not to have stun, because you want to have it pre-skilled so you can be ready to stun someone if they walk here. For instance, this guy should get stunned. This is, this guy also is not paying attention to the fact there's a Pudge in the game, and so him not getting stunned is bad. This is first blood. Like, literally, he just lost his lane. Not really. But you guys get what I'm saying, right? It's like, he had the opportunity to kind of just chill, and now... What the? He's not doing anything. Okay. You guys see what I'm saying? In the laning stage, the beginning of the lane is generally pretty simple. If you're playing a hero like Sven, you sit back. If the lane is this far up, you pull creep aggro to here, and you have to think about your support, okay? Anytime you're a hero with a ranged stun or slow, for instance, you're Troll, you're PA, you're Sven, you're Wraith King, generally what you do is stun the position 4 so that your position 5 can trade with them. In this case, even kill them. Or you use it to secure the range creep. Sven didn't do either. He didn't do either. Those are the only options. Now he gets this range creep denied, and he's just not stunning Veno at all. And this just hurts my soul. There's just no one. Think about your teammates. Think about your teammates, guys. Think about your teammates. Okay, next up, he should pull aggro here. Anytime you have 2 low HP creeps like this, you want to get the lane back as soon as possible so that you don't have to 50-50 the creeps. Alright, he's struggling a little bit with the last hitting, but not terrible. And yeah, I mean, now the lane's GG. Because Pudge is pretty worthless when the lane's this far up. So it's rough. I mean, Veno's not so good either. Okay, that stun, honestly, that stun isn't that bad. Get the last hit. No, get the last hit. That stun wasn't that bad because it was actually helping Pudge. Oh, God. Oh, my soul. My soul. Alright. So, what do you guys think you should do here, okay? Lane's pushed up, 2 heroes, Pudge can't help, what do you do? Aggro. Easy, aggro. Did he aggro? Oh, he kind of did, okay. Cole with the aggro, not bad. He should have aggroed again, though. A lot of people have this bad habit where they think creep aggro is something you can only do once. If the lane is here or here, you aggro, and then you aggro again. Because this is not much better than being here, right? On top of that, it's still a 50-50 CS, which, he's going to contest it no matter what. You just want to pull it more towards you, but okay. Gets the CS, didn't get that one, get this one. Come on, baby. All right. We're like 2 for 8 or 12 right now, which is not great. Okay, we're going to be jungling the small camp. Honestly, with how bad this with how bad the last inning was, maybe that's not that bad, but okay, let's keep going. Once again, creep aggro, right? So he should walk up to here, creep aggro. Okay, that was actually great. That was fantastic. He should do it again. No. You guys see what I'm saying? You need to stay in position. Okay, you have to stay away from the enemy. If you have to walk up melee range for a CS, it's not good. So he pulls aggro here. This is literally perfect. He actually pulled aggro like really well there. It was max range and he didn't overcommit. Perfect. But then the creep stays here. Boom. This is when you aggro again. Because you can't aggro right away, right? There's a bit of a gap where you can't aggro. Once the creep hits your range creep, aggro again. Because you do not want to CS it from here, because then you get hit 3 or 4 times. If you pull it again, CS it here, you get hit like once. See what I'm saying? See how he got hit like 3-4 times? Could have been once. Also, okay, he has a tango going. It's fine. Aggro again, didn't aggro. Now he can't get the CS. Nope. Is he gonna buy a Morbid Mask? I have a feeling this guy's gonna buy a Morbid Mask. He's gonna be like, I have no regen. I need a way to sustain the lane. Even though the way to sustain the lane is getting first blood with a better stun and creep aggravation. It's fine. So he should do it again. Okay, he should have pulled aggro again. Pudge is literally AFK. Okay, that is probably not even gonna kill the NP. You gotta eat a tango. Eat a tango. Eat a tango. You have 300 HP. Eat a tango. Eat a tango. Come on. Nope. Nope. Alright. Okay. Get this one. Oh, yeah! Alright, so here we are at 5 minutes. He's decided to jungle. Oh! Holy sh... I literally picked this replay at random, thinking that this was gonna be a good... Guys, if you are 3K and you do this type of shit, oh my god. I can't even... Why don't you just copy a pro build? Like, you can't even jungle with it. Why do you even Ogre Axe? This is like some Herald shit. The only reason why this guy is, like, much higher than Herald is his, like, last hitting is not terrible, and he has, like, a mildly decent concept of when to jungle. Like, honestly, I don't mind him jungling here. I really don't. It would be really, if he just farmed a Mask of Madness, which he could basically have completed right now, especially with how greedy this is, then this is really okay. Or just Treads. Treads would even help him win the lane, which he actually probably could have done if he had stunned at level 1, but nonetheless, I don't actually hate this. He goes back to the lane. Alright, I mean, wave was under tower. It's actually not a bad idea. Okay, good stun. Alright, alright. This might be the worst item build of all time, but okay. Like, I don't think people realize Echo Saber is not a farming item, guys. It's not a farming item. Like, I know it might seem like it. It's like, oh, but the mana regen speed. Yes, the mana regen's nice. But early game, you don't need the mana regen. You're not stunning and popping God Strength for camps. At this point, he needs to start considering just a full-time jungle. NP is a good matchup for Sven. Like, NP doesn't really bully Sven, but he's just really low on HP with no sustain. Like, you kind of can't lane with 400 HP, no sustain. He either needs to ship a salve or ship a salve in jungle. It's got to be one or the other, but alright, he's going to go over to lane. He's getting away with murder here, but alright. Jungle? Why did he skip that camp? So, at this point in the game, hopefully you guys can see why Dota is a snowball effect. The combination of this guy's bad laning stage last hits and lack of stuns has basically caused him to fall ridiculously far behind. Now, funny enough, if you look at his net worth, he's not that bad, but obviously it's quite awful for Sven to be 37 at 10, right? It's not good net worth really at all. But on that note, you guys just have to think about like what your items do. I doubt most of you guys do this. Hopefully if you have a gameleap sub or you're watching my videos, you wouldn't go builds that are like this useless, but the thing is, really the laning stage, because people are gonna be like, how is this guy legend? How is this guy legend? Like, I do all that stuff, and I'm not legend. This guy's, some of his mechanics are pretty decent. Like, his understanding of when to go back to lane, it was, like, not bad. He went back to the lane when the wave was under his tower. He jungled not great. Like, it was odd. He jungled at semi-bad times, but, like, he did jungle, and he popped God Strength to jungle. And, you know, as you can see, his concept of Sen here, pretty good. Should he pop God Strength right now? Yes. Is he doing that? No. But still, like, his concept of the game is pretty solid. He's just jungling his Sven. And I know it's like, really, is this all it takes to get to Legend if I'm below Legend? Kind of. Kind of. Obviously, we talked about the fact that he actually creep aggroed, like, you know, 10% of the time correctly, you know, compared to what he should have, which is actually decent for Legend. But yeah, he's not popping God Strength. I just can't believe this. It makes no sense, guys. It makes no sense. This is like playing Slark and then like using Dark Pack to farm for 5 minutes and then for the next 5 minutes not using Dark Pack. Why would you do that? Just use God Strength to farm. I know it's not the same spell as Dark Pact, it's a much longer cooldown, but the only goal of Sven is to jungle and farm, which he's actually doing. This is not bad. Like, literally, when you're playing Dire Sven, you want to kill this camp to here or this wave to here. Optimally, you kill the wave and then go backwards so that you jungle towards your tower, towards your team, right? So this is a little bit meh if I think that I can play top, right? If I think I can shove in the top wave because it's only a Nature's Prophet who doesn't really do too much to me. Oh my god. Then I want to push in top first, right? I want to take that hard farm first, and then I want to jungle backwards. so I can stay safe. Okay, but he's gonna push up. He sees the entirety of the enemy team bottom. Honestly, I can tell this guy is probably looking up the map here. This is really risky, right? That was bad. That was really bad. I think he even showed. Did he show? Oh, he even showed. You guys see what I'm saying? See how he showed on the map there? You cannot do that. It was funny. I've been running in-houses, like 5v5 in-house, like custom lobbies on my stream. The amount of carry players that have died at pushing this tier run is insane to me. Don't hit it. It's nowhere close to your team. It's worthless. Don't hit it unless it's like 100 HP. Even then, you might not want to hit it. So, yeah, not the best. And then, yeah, this guy just needs to pop God Strength. Honestly, his jungling is just not bad. It's just his laning stage kind of sucked. He didn't do anything to give himself a good start. He had bad last hits, didn't cast his spells right, and didn't aggro properly. And then his jungling was not terrible. Like, he's got sort of the right idea here. And then he stopped using God Strength, which was upsetting. On top of that, he's going Blink Echo Saber, which is really bad because you don't want to fight yet. Now he's fighting without God Strength. Like, this game was not bad. Like, his recovery was pretty okay, considering how bad he played the start. But then it got really bad. This TP bottom, guys, you have to be very careful about TPing the side lanes. Now, I understand why he did it here. It's like, hey, my Timber wants to farm top, so I'll TP bottom. The problem is you get trapped. If you TP bottom, you cannot TP top. I know, it's like, Speed, wow, you just blew my mind, oh my god. If I TP bottom, I can't TP top. But it's more complex than that, okay? If you TP bottom and you can't TP top, it basically means that you can't, and you guys are going to be like, oh, I know, Speed, I'm going to get ganked. It's even more than that. Let's say he TPs, okay, he TPs bottom here, right? Clears this. He would want, in general, if he sees the enemy team mid, or like in this area, he would want to push this wave, this camp, and then consider TPing away after maybe he's forced some rotations or shoved in the lane pretty far. But instead, when you TP from defensive to defensive, you screw your map. Does that make sense? If you go from defensive, your side of the map, to defensive on your side of the map, without your team pushing out the waves, your map gets dark. It gets trapped. Now, this is a hard game anyway, clearly, for him. His team is not doing too well. That's the thing. This makes it even worse, and people don't even realize it. Because now, the enemy team could easily TP on him, and he's just completely trapped. If a bad fight happens, which is exactly what happens, he would kind of want to, like, TP mid here, just kind of chill, get out. Like, I would maybe TP mid from this camp, wave if it's pushing in, and so on. But now he's just stuck bottom. Look how awful this is. Oh, he even ends up dying, I think. Boom. Crazy, right? Isn't that crazy? But that's Dota, guys. Like, now he's got a Blink Dagger, which just concerns me because the problem with this Blink Dagger, even though I guess it ends up killing his Jug here, is number one, I've literally played Sven recently, and I've had Treads, Echo, Blink, Mask, BKB at minute 17. Not kidding. And so you're going to be like, wow, Speed, you're so good. You know, you're bragging. The point is, he doesn't really understand his full timings. He's delaying his later timings for this, like, slightly earlier blink, which is why you should just always buy a Mask of Madness, right, on a hero like Sven. The goal is to farm. So just farm. Like, it's that simple. And once again, you might be like, oh, but Speed, he just bought this blink and wiped the enemy team. The thing is, if he had Mask of Madness, he could literally have Mask, Echo, and Blink right now. Also, unironically, just to go back a little bit, this is actually a pretty good engagement by him. The reason why I say that is, yes, he does have a Blink Dagger, which makes it more reasonable to fight. And it's on a ward with teammate backup. Like, these are the type of things that, like, make someone go from, like, Guardian or Crusader to Legend. Even though they won't be necessarily consistent with this, and it's more of, like, luck, he still understands and has the reaction time to jump the Jug here. Like, it's good, right? It's a good play. I mean, it's also just a bad play by Jug. But, like, unironically, it's a good set of, like, spellcasting and awareness from Sven. Man, I wish there was a way to heal on Sven. I wish I had an item that healed me. Perhaps an item that, when I hit creeps, gives me HP. Okay, next fight breaking out. I once again want to talk about how this guy's fight selection, even though it's a, it's a very easy play to make here, it's still a good play, like jumping on a ward. The only thing I would say here is he probably should have held his God Strength, considering it looks like just a casual CM pick-off. And then, you kind of just don't have God Strength. It almost ends up working out. Does he catch a Sodi? This is good kiting, too. Like, I like how he kites out. Like, that was actually about how I would play the fight. He's just got to go farm now. Okay, good kill. Now just go farm. Yeah. Wow. This Nature's Prophet is literally Admiral Bulldog. TI3 Admiral Bulldog. Okay, he's gonna shove in the lane. So now, if I was him, I'd start jungling towards bottom. I need to kick this out and then kick this out. Which he sort of does. Okay, Invoker was doing it, so he didn't do it. Pretty reasonable. You should go mid now. No, don't gank a CM. It's so worthless. You should just push the lanes. It's not that bad, but it's just like, you just really want to push the lanes in. This is classic 3K. I'm not even kidding, guys. This is so classic 3K. He has TP, right? Enemy team does not have good ways of canceling TP. The only hero that can do it is OD. So like more often than not, when CM is dead, obviously. So here he like bumps into this Veno, right? So let's say he bumps into this Veno, okay? If he goes backwards, he doesn't really have much to farm, assuming Invoker's gonna take the triangle. And so you do not want to back. Okay? It's the same thing like with the TP. If you back too early, guys, you close in your map. You strangle yourself. This is how Dota works. This is why when people are like, there's nothing to farm on the map, there's no space, it's because you suck at split pushing. It's because you suck. It's not your teammates. It is actually partially your teammates. Your teammates can help too, but like you largely suck because here he stuns this guy, and instead of identifying the fact that he could shove this wave and then TP to another lane or TP to farm, he just straight up backs. Why? The Veno's just as scared as you are scared of him. He could have easily ran, cleared this wave, blinked to the side, and then TP'd out. Right? And then TP'd out. But instead, he runs back to no farm, to like this mid play, which is just so bad. Now he's mid with his entire team when he could have killed a wave here, maybe even cut a wave here, maybe even farmed this if he's feeling really frisky, and then he would actually have items and open up a little bit of the map for himself and his team. Is it risky? Absolutely. But in losing games, and even in winning games, if you don't push in the lanes and take risks, your map against anyone decent will collapse. Even if they're not decent, your map will just naturally collapse because of how Dota works, right? It will just, the creep waves will slowly close in on you. You cannot back like this as a carry. I know Sven is not a good split pushing hero, right guys? If you've been watching my Sven videos or have watched them, you know I say do not split push a lot as Sven. The thing is, in low MMR games in specific, people don't play the side lanes. And even if they do, it doesn't matter. Even in a high MMR game, I would have told him to go bottom. It's completely irrelevant in that case. If you aren't threatened and have the opportunity to shove in a wave, you need to go. For instance, right here. Oh my god. They are showing bottom. Run down the lane. Run down the lane. Run down the lane. I know his BKB is important, but what's more important is shoving this wave out, forcing a TP, then considering to smoke across when you have a potential numbers advantage. Does that make sense, guys? You have to stop going back. Even if it's for something like a big timing like BKB, he could have pushed out the next wave, both of these camps, even considered killing this guy if he bumped into him, and then TP back and farm his item. Instead, he's now in base with an unshoved top wave that Nature's Prophet's probably going to clear. Right now, this gets closed in. Really, it's going to get closed in anyway. Just depends how fast. And he's completely in a bad spot. This is also a very mediocre fight. That was a horrible freaking blink stun. Couple issues with this fight. His Invoker, his primary damage hero, is dead! He's dead! You don't usually want to fight when your primary damage dealer is dead. That's generally pretty unreasonable. And then he blinked onto the backside of the jug here when you obviously would want to try to set up for some big cleave in this scenario. So, quite a big mistake. He also didn't BKB. All in all, the biggest problem with that jump is there was no Lich to follow up, there was no Timber to directly follow up, and most importantly, there was no Invoker. And now he's screwed because he popped God Strength when his team wasn't ready. No, don't fight without God Strength. No! Even if this ends up working out, I just hate it. I hope he dies. Die. No, die. Oh my god, they like kind of won the fight. That's so depressing. But on that note, guys, like, you know, you hear what I just said? It's like sad that he won that fight. It's one of those things where, like, okay, he won the fight, and people are going to be like, Speed, you're wrong, you know, Speed, you're bad. What people don't realize is becoming good at a game, or like any, like, sport, is not, basically, let's put it this way, okay? Let's say the best way to play basketball is to take a bunch of layups and drive. But you have this one guy who plays a game, and he hits like 80% of his threes, and wins, okay? Even if this isn't how basketball works, I know I'm gonna get like some basketball fanatic in the comments. He wins one game right? One game out of 100 games because he shot 80%, but then shoots 30% or 20% or 10% the other games, he's not going to be good. He will be considered bad at the game. Pros want to make the high percentage plays, the plays that generally work. Okay, so when you might see a play like that, you're going to be like, oh, speed, Dota's niche, that was a good fight for him, it was close to his high ground, so on and so on. The problem is, when you usually fight with God Strength, you usually lose the fight, and you don't usually want that to happen. And so that is why you need to think about those type of things, like that way, right? That way. Okay, next fight breaking out. Honestly, this seems decent. I feel like he should have jumped Odie here. This seems like some really shit awareness, to be honest, because Invoker goes on Odie. Let's check if Odie has defensive items. No, this is absolutely a jump. This is absolutely a jump. Even though his team's not that close, if your Invoker is going to commit and you're going to bother to stay around, then go, right? If you're going to bother to stay around, go. If you're not, TB mid and clear mid. It's one or the other. Like, this is some wuss stuff. He easily could have killed Odie here. Killing CM compared to a mid Odie is so not good. Alright, and let's finish it up here. This has been a good replay. Hopefully you guys have learned a lot from this and you can think about, basically why you need to get more waves out, you need to farm more consistently, and just, you need to have more patterns. Like, this gameplay is just so freaking random. It's just so random. And that's okay, right? That's okay. Dota is a hard-ass game, It's hard. But you really got to try to identify patterns, which hopefully I'm helping you guys do. It takes a while to really be able to do it in-game, It's one thing to watch a video and agree. It's another to actually apply it in-game. So I get it, and there's a lot of stuff to keep track of. But obviously, big issue here. He's not farmed enough to kill this guy. This guy has a lot of HP. And so he can make this play if Invoker was in position, if Lich or Timber is in position. But once again, it's just a poor jump. And you could be like, oh, but that's his team's fault. Okay, maybe it is. But who cares? Then don't make the jump. It's that simple, guys, right? Like, even if your team sucks, you have to play around your shitty teammates. But alright, thank you guys so much for watching. This game ends, I think, in like a couple minutes, so nothing really happens. He just slowly loses the game. And you might be saying, oh, speed, because could he have won this game? Absolutely. Absolutely. If he hit earlier timings and was able to one-shot the OD in fights because he has basically 5,000 to even 10,000 more net worth, yes, you heard me right. He could literally have 5 to 8 to 9 to 10,000 more net worth this game in a bracket like this. I mean, even in a high MR game, he could have popped off. And no, don't tell me, oh, his team was losing, there was nowhere to farm. BS. But nonetheless, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and I'm out. Peace. And that's all, but remember, before you leave, before you tune out, subscribe to the GameLeap website where we are going to help you get to the next rank. If you're stuck, click the link down below, and I'm out. Peace.